Well, we continue to see the storm seige into Ireland and the British Isles. We've got one system coming in through the tonight that will bring gales to the western side of the British Isles, and then the central Atlantic is loaded up with another system that will affect us during the upcoming weekend. But thanks for clicking on to the Thursday morning edition of Vogan's European Outlook. We've got a big contrast of warm, moisture to the south, cold, drier to the north, feeding a very strong upper level jet stream, and of course along that jet stream we're seeing the formation of areas of low pressure. We're seeing some significant deepening over the Atlantic with the setup that we've got at the moment, and that of course continues to fuel this very active weather pattern across the UK. There is some indications for the later in the month that we may have things slowing down a little bit and maybe turning that little bit colder, but we'll have more in the written post later on today on that one. But this is the system that's coming into the British Isles for the course of tonight. A little bit of a lull through the course of today, but then as we go through the night, that area of low pressure scoots on through the central portion of the UK. So the worst of the winds, Southern Ireland, Southern Wales, and England, that will rattle on through. And look at how much this is deepened here in just a couple of clicks here. You can see here 1,000 millibars as of this morning, but once we get towards tomorrow, we see that system really deepen significantly down to 962 millibars. But then if you notice, the pressure starts to slowly come up once again, and I think that may be one of the reasons why the Met Office is holding back on naming this thing, because it looks as if the area of low pressure, albeit is going to pack severe gale force winds, the models are indicating that this thing weakens somewhat before reaching the UK and Ireland, and I think that is probably the reason why they're lifting, they're holding back on naming Storm Brian with this system here. So we'll continue to monitor this as we go forward here. Then we've got another beast here, if you notice, but that looks as if it's going to lift further to the north. And you can see here that high pressure tries to build into the UK. Also, this thing starts to weaken, but look at the wind field associated with this. It's incredible. Really busy time over the Atlantic at the moment, the way the weather's been. And you can see here, eventually still continues to spin around, but albeit it starts to fill considerably by the time we reach the end of the run. You notice here, by the time we reach the end of next week here, it looks as if high pressure is trying to establish itself, and this may be the change that we're seeing, that we're hoping for over the western side of Europe. We are somewhat storm weary. It's not even the end of October yet, and we've already had several systems packing gale or severe gale force winds, of course. So we're going to continue to watch this situation very carefully here. So like I say, just a round up here, we've got a system that moves through the course of tonight, gale force winds. Then Saturday, we've got another system coming through that will pack likely severe gale force winds. But because it's in a weakening phase, it looks as if we are not going to see the naming of this system here. So you can see here how the pressure comes up. Still a very tight squeeze in the isobars here. So this will pack some damaging winds, there's no question about that. Then we start to see this Azores high pressure system start to gain influence, and that will essentially stop this system, this bomb of a system, from actually making an approach in the UK, because it comes up and it essentially protects us from that system. But the pressure drops really low indeed, down to 943 millibars here. So this is going to be a massive gale center. And then we will hopefully, as we progress through next week, although we're going to see more weather coming in, it looks as if we are going to eventually start to see the weather pattern slowing down in terms of over the Atlantic. We'll start to see the weakening of the jet. So hope you have a great day Thursday, and I'll be back hopefully again, if not over the weekend, early next week. Bye for now.